Hey there, it's Seaton. Welcome to my channel. The perfume hauls have been accumulating, so I'm going to try to fit as many as I can in 10 minutes. So I'm just going to start. These first two that I'm showing are both by jewelers. On the left is Boucheron plus Vendome. On the right is Mauboussin Elixir pour Elle. I like the cap on this bottle the best. I'm not into quilted bottles, and this Mauboussin has a very sculptural Donna Karan type vibe to it. I do like how this handle, this cap is a ring, and it's engraved like a ring with Mauboussin on it. I don't know if you can see that, but I do have small hands, and it's very hard for me to spray this because it is a little bit thick. But anyway, I started to look at some perfume brands that are licensed by jewelers, just to see what they were like. These two I were familiar with the brands. They're both old world luxe French jewelers that started in the 19th century. So I was familiar with both of them, and they had other similarities that I didn't realize exactly how similar they were. First of all, the Boucheron has a license with Inter Parfums, which does a lot of different brands, including Van Cleef & Arpels, Lanvin, Oscar de la Renta, and Anna Sui, which I will show one later on, so I'm mentioning that. While the Boucheron has a license with a company that only does two perfumes, of which one is Boucheron. I was really looking forward to this one because they're both Orientals, by the way. This is done by the duo of Olivia Cresp and Natalie Lorson. They're both master perfumers, and the duo together made Black Opium by Yves Saint Laurent. And of course, Olivia Cresp on his own did Light Blue by Dolce & Gabbana, Angel by Mugler, yada yada. He's pretty much made at least half of the most popular perfumes on Sephora, probably. Natalie Lorson on her own does most of the Boucheron private line, Luxe collection. So anyway, and then the Mauboussin is done by Corinne Dubriel, but this is a flanker of the pillar pour Elle, and the duo of Olivia Cresp and Natalie Lorson again did the pillar for this. I just didn't make this flanker for some reason. So there's a lot of similarities, and then when I tested them at the same time, wow, they smell almost exactly the same because they both open with this huge blast of pink pepper, and it's pretty spicy. Usually pink pepper in fragrances I don't really notice that much because I don't find them as spicy as black pepper, but in this case it was spicy. It was so spicy that it kind of bothered me. And then I realized that they have a lot of similar notes together. I counted around 6 similar notes. They both have pink pepper. They both have praline. They both have orange blossom. They both have jasmine. They both have like rose. This one has tangerine. This one has orange. This one has honey. This one has vanilla. And they both have like a wood base. With this, the pink pepper lasted for 40 minutes before it changed to a floral. And even then, it was a peppery floral. While with the Mauboussin, it quickly, transformed to the gourmand notes, the praline and the vanilla. And it has, it almost smells like passion fruit. So I could kind of like see like what, people are more favorable toward this. Because, it has a more of a gourmand vibe. But I think these are both fall and winter perfumes. So I'm going to let them macerate and, decide a little bit later what exactly how I feel about them and how they wear in the fall or winter. Okay, next, in keeping with Jura's theme, I got this one, which is Korloff Paris Gold. And this has been compared to Terracotta by Guerlain. I do not have Terracotta, but I will say that this is a very nice, creamy, coconut, tropical, floral fragrance, and I'm going to match it up with this one, which is Romantica Exotica by Anna Sui, which is also supposed to be a tropical fragrance, but it's very different from the Korloff, okay? And I'm going to talk about the differences. Anyway, the Korloff, first of all, I love the bottle. I don't love the cap. It's a little bit light and flimsy. While the cap for the Anna Sui is weighted and heavier. I already dropped it, by the way. The bottle for the Anna Sui is ombre from clear to aquamarine, and it has aquamarine juice in it. And it has some three-dimensional flower design with some gold on it. While this one is design on this is very smooth. This one is 75 mils, which is 2.5 ounces. This is 90 mils, which is 3 ounces. So anyway, going back to the Korloff, it starts with a creamy coconut, and it has a lot of tropical flowers like Tiare, Frangipani, jasmine. I don't smell all of it. If you want to take a look at the notes, I wrote it down here, and as usual, I circled the ones that I smell the most. But it starts with this creamy coconut, goes into the florals, and then the dry down is again this creamy coconut. I really, at first, I was like, oh, this is okay. But I really, like the second time I tried it, I started to really appreciate how creamy the coconut is. Most coconut fragrances or coconuts in fragrances, sometimes I smell like the husk or some of the more bitter elements of the coconut, or even like the more oily elements of the coconut. While in the Korloff, it's just nothing but like a really mild, creamy, milky coconut. I really like that. But at the same time, if you have some, like, white floral, tropical flower fragrances, like I have this small little I don't know if you can see that. Sorry, let me see if I can focus. Yeah, here we go. This is Wild Child by Pinrose, which is a basic floral, white floral, which also has gardenia. Gardenia is in all three of these fragrances, by the way. Gardenia, Tiare, jasmine. I think, jasmine is in all three also. So, jasmine is in a lot. This one also has Frangipane. This one is just like a nice floral. Doesn't have much depth, but it does last a good while. Around 4 hours, 5 hours, which is not bad for something really inexpensive. But if I compare it to like this type of fragrance, it doesn't really stand out. But I'm really happy to have it, just so that I could try it. I've tried it, and I would give it thumbs up. Oops, thumbs up. And then let me talk about this Anna Sui Romantica Exotica. I do like how, I don't know if you can see that, on the neck it says Romantica on one side and Anna Sui on the other. So this one is supposed to be inspired by Anna Sui's Holiday in Tahiti. And it's a very different fragrance. This is a citrus woods fragrance, okay? I mean, it does have jasmine and orange blossom and gardenia, but it starts with this really big blast of citrus. Lemon, and then grapefruit. And you smell a little bit of the black currant in the background. Is really, really strong. Like, it comes across as a pure citrus perfume, and then it quickly transforms to the lotus and the sandalwood and the poplar, which all kind of smell woody to me. A little bit like the lotus is kind of like aquatic woody. So it's like a very, very, very woody fragrance, because like the citrus has disappeared by this point, and I just get a wood. I get very little of the floral. So what I did was I layered the Korloff on top of the Anna Sui, and it was very nice, but this doesn't have as much longevity as the Korloff. The Korloff doesn't have as much power as you might think. Maybe 5 hours, maybe. But even like layered, it doesn't last as much as the Korloff by itself. What I did was, besides these two, I also have, some straight up, more like solely note fragrances. On the left is Tiare Monoi by Thymes, and on the right is Frangipane by the cosmetic company Chantecaille. This is the old packaging bottle. And I basically bought them to to try to recognize the Tiare and the Frangipane. They do smell a lot different, even though they're often used together in fragrances. So, you know, so I basically like layer some more on that with the anise way to make it more of a tropical fragrance, because, you know, it's, to me, it's just nothing but citrus woods, and I don't really see Tahiti in that. Okay, it looks like I went over the 15-minute mark, so I'm just going to stop here. You know, if you like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. Until next time, which will be soon, because I have to finish the rest of this perfume haul, this is Seaton. Bye now.